Ladies and gentlemen, we want you to stand and we want you to make some noise.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go racing here at Knoxville.
Only the best go 3 abreast.
It is show time at Williams Grove Speedway.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here at Eldora Speedway, it's showtime!
You got them for a rep. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the world of outlaws.
It's time to sit back, relax, and enjoy because, ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime!
Set to do battle for 30 laps. The green flag is waving.
Hello again. Welcome in. It's MRN's Wing Nation, presented by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength. And by Grunt Style. Erin, Evernham, and Steve Post here talking sprint car racing, our favorite time of the week. And we are so glad that you have joined us on our Sage Fruit guest list. Cap Henry's been tearing it up on the Fast Tour. We're going to talk to Cap. And a new winner on the All-Star Tour, Gerard McIntyre. We will talk to him as well. Going to have a great show. We're glad you joined us here today. As I mentioned, Erin Evernham alongside. And let me see, you were sports car racing this weekend, right?
Yeah, I mean, we went from Knoxville to VIR, and this weekend we're headed to Pebble Beach. So this has been a
Holy
variety.
cow.
Yeah, we're getting all ends of the spectrum.
My gosh,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff for you. I kind of did. I had a ball. I had a great weekend. I love the NASCAR Tour Type Modifieds, okay?
Yeah.
Well, in his Tour Type. This was the NASCAR Tour Modifieds, okay? I saw them at Bristol along with the trucks. Great night up at Bristol.
Yes.
Then I went to a little dirt track in West Virginia, Princeton, West Virginia. Little rough around the edges, but great little. I sat there just envisioning what it'd be like for the World of Outlaws to roll in there because the dirt track was really neat. Little 3/8 mile, red clay, good banking. They'd get around there pretty good. Good stuff. And then I went to Bowman Gray Stadium on Saturday night to watch the racing and fighting. And so fun weekend. Love weekends like this. I mean, we love our sprint car racing, but here locally and you get what you can get.
Absolutely.
I have a couple weeks USCS is coming through town. I think I'm going to be around for that. So I think I'll be able to do that. And I've got a 305 race I'm going to be able to catch up at 311.
And you've got one
September.
this weekend, too.
I got one this weekend. I'm going to Wisconsin for Road America with the Motor Racing Network. And on Friday night, I'm going to see IRA at Dodge County Fairgrounds.
Wow.
Oh, you kidding me?
Seeing a lot of races in this year.
Oh, my gosh. It's only begun. Exactly. It is great. That's for sure. I love getting out to the racetrack. That is for certain. Let's take a look at our Classic Ink screen printing and embroidery hot topics. Well, he took a week off from our hot topics, but he's back on top of the hot topics, Donnie Schatz. 2 nights, 3 wins.
Yes.
Because he won the at River City Speedway Friday night, the best dirt track. He won the World of Outlaw Craftsman Sprint Cars and
the late model
race. Okay, and Red River Valley, he won the World of Outlaw race the next night in Fargo in his hometown.
I think that he's mad. Knoxville didn't work out so well.
Yeah.
And now
so
good luck to the rest of them for the rest of the season.
25 races left. The over-under on how many wins is about 20. I mean, it's just yeah, he was just rolling, just Donnie Schatz rolling. And I always like when he goes through North Dakota because so many times across the country, and when you hear Donnie Schatz, there's a lot of booze and stuff like that. Doesn't get much of that in North Dakota.
No.
That's
So
rock
his
star
people.
returning home.
Yes.
Yeah, there is people. So I always like that. I think that was pretty good. How about Justin Henderson? You know, we've followed Justin for the last few years here. Was over in Pennsylvania, family situation, I believe with his mom. He moved back to the Midwest. Ride here, a ride there at the Thone Motorsports team. That didn't work out. This week, ran 360s, 2 different teams. Friday night, he won at Jackson. Saturday night at Ogilvie Speedway, driving 2 different race cars. Just picking up rides and going and whooping tail.
That's the way to do it.
Oh, yeah. He's a great racer. Justin Henderson is really cool. One of the stories that I've had the chance to get my arms around a little bit here, it started at Eldora for the truck race, and then when I went out west to Ocean Speedway, Tanner Thorson, okay? This kid, this is fascinating. He's doing a limited truck schedule and California sprint cars. I mean, you want to talk about frequent flyer miles. Thursday, he was at Bristol. He finished 14th. It was one spot. He has had a 13th place finish, so a really good run at Bristol. Friday, flew all the way across the country to Silver Dollar to win a 410 race. And then Saturday, 3rd at Placerville in a 360 race. I love what Tanner Thorson's doing. I really do. It's just climbing the ladder, not forgetting your roots, and
staying
racing
in a car as much
and
as you can.
Racing,
Yep.
just wheeling a race car. So great stuff along the way. And really, our other topics are two guys we'll talk to: Cap Henry, 4 straight in the Fast Series, and Gerard McIntyre, that career first win for the All-Star Circuit of Champions. Classic Ink screen printing and embroidery, great for hats, for towels, for hoodies, or whatever you need, whether it's for your race team or whether it's for a church event or a youth sports event or your business along the way. If you're looking for it, they have it. You can find that out at www.classicinkusa.com. We need to step away. The hotline opens up in just a few moments, and Cap Henry, he joins us next.
For over 50 years, drivers in sprint car, midget, micro, modified, and even dirt late model have taken a checkered flag on Weld Racing Wheels. Legendary drivers like Joe Saldana, Carl, Mark, and Steve Kinzer, Doug Wolfgang, and countless other racers have trusted Weld Racing Wheels for their superior strength and lightweight construction to finish ahead of the competition. With 50 years of race-winning engineering and technology, American-made Weld Racing Wheels are designed and built to withstand virtually any abuse you throw at them. Weld Racing, proven speed.
O'Reilly. If your vehicle isn't stopping like it used to, head to O'Reilly Auto Parts and take advantage of the Do It Right rebate. Stop by and purchase a set of Brake Best Select brake pads and 2 Brake Best Select rotors, and you'll receive a $25 O'Reilly gift card by mail. Plus, enjoy quiet, safe, worry-free braking. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limit supply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
The American Sprint Car Series is back for its 27th year. Whether you're catching the Lucas Oil ASCS National Tour at tracks like Williams Grove, Skagit Speedway, Knoxville Raceway, Lucas Oil Speedway, or any of the 6 regional tours across the United States, you'll find the ASCS Nation racing at a track near you. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram today. Then see the full schedule, track-by-track history, updates, and more at ASCSRacing.com.
I'm Paul McMahon. One has a display in the Sprint Car Hall of Fame, and one has a framed picture of a sprint car. Here are Steve Post and Erin Crocker Evernham.
There we go. Paul McMahon welcoming us back. Paul had a wild weekend. A lot of rain, and was up there running at the top spot, and that didn't work out too well.
That was...
no, not at all. So,
not good.
Yes, no bueno, that is for sure. But great to be back here on Wing Nation. We are so glad you joined us here. Let's go to the Weld Racing Hotline. Joining us now, we talk about different drivers along the way. This guy may actually be one of the hottest drivers in the country right now. 4 straight wins in the Fast Series, including a big one at Mansfield. Picked up the win this week at Sharon Speedway. Cap Henry joins us. Welcome back to Wing Nation, Cap. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, guys.
Man, I'll tell you what, you have really caught fire here as you've rolled along. A couple of wins at Fremont, then the big one, $20,000 at Mansfield, and then over to Sharon Speedway. You got to be feeling really good about the performance of the car and the way you're driving it and everything at this point in the season.
Yeah, I'm super happy the way everything's been going with the lane racing team here lately. And, finally, we've had speed in the car all year and just weren't able to capitalize on it. And, finally we got ourselves in position there a few times in a row where we've been able to capitalize on having the speed and just being good the whole night.
Cap, I know you said in one of your interviews that you give a lot of credit to the hard work of your team, but there's got to be more to it. Is there something? I know you said you have speed, but is it confidence? Is it something you hit on with the cars? What has made you take off and get 4 straight wins?
We finally we were struggling there for a while to get time trials, and we're running good when the track was fast, and finally made some changes to the car to try and get it figured out. And, finally I think we just kind of figured out what the car likes. And, now we've got the car to where it's just really good all night long.
Cap, we've been following you along the way. You've kind of been one of those journeyman drivers in and out of different situations. You've ran here, you've ran there. This particular deal you have, where did this come from? Tell us a little bit about the team and how you put it all together and how this has all come together for you.
So the lane racing team actually started last year. It's the owners, Brett and Patty Lane, and, it's a family team. Their mom and dad help, brothers. And, they had Brian Smith was actually driving the car last year when I was out driving the Blazing race in 82. And, we parted ways from that, and I came home, and about the time I came home, Brian Smith was parting from the car. And, I had gotten a hold of him. He told me to give him a call, and so I started driving it last year about June, and, we won our second night out, and, ever since then I've drove it. And, like I said, it was their first year owning a car, so they didn't have a whole lot of equipment when I started. But, they've been slowly building it, and as a team, we've been putting it together. And we have 2 cars now. We have a spare motor sitting in the shop, and it's really become a really good deal. And we've got some great marketing partners that really help push the program forward.
Sure, sounds like you got a great thing going on. Cap, talk about winning at Mansfield. Was that your biggest payday? And talk about just what it meant to be in victory lane there and what kind of celebration you had.
Yeah, it was really awesome. That's definitely the most I've ever won for one race. And, it was a bit surreal. And I told the guys, I normally don't get too nervous when I'm driving, but the last 5 laps were pretty nerve-wracking. And, it was it's just as a team and as a group, it was a great win. And, Brett, the owner, he's got really great visions for the team in the future. And, it just helps cement the deal that, we are doing the right thing, putting everything forward. And, it was definitely a pretty good party afterwards.
I bet it was. Let's talk a little bit. I want to take what you just said there with Brett, with the team owner and solidifying the team. I think one of the biggest challenges in sprint car racing is you go and you have success and you grow too fast and you get yourself in a bind. I think when you look at like the 69 team over in Pennsylvania, they stay in their lane. They know what they do it well, they do what they can do, and they just stay in their lane despite all the temptation. Now with 4 straight wins along the way, what does it look like going forward with you? Is there temptation? Is there plan? Is there budget? Is there partners to move this thing to something else? Fast Series is awful good where you're at right now. What is kind of the vision for where you guys are going?
Right now the vision is just for us to complete the year out with the schedule we plan, and that was to do the fast deal, and then some other races. Like we want to go do the sod race at Berlin at the end of the year, and then I think we had the Kokomo, the All-Star race at Kokomo on our schedule, and then possibly some stuff at Eldora. And going into next year, we haven't really discussed yet what the plan is for next year, but I don't see a big swing in the schedule at this point. We've all been pretty realistic. Brett does want the team to become bigger and do more things, but we're trying to stay kind of grounded and not get ahead of ourselves. I've been down this road enough times that I've seen what happens when you get too far ahead, and so I just want to keep building it and keep it a positive deal for right now.
Cap, talk about what it's like to finally, or to be in a situation like this where you're running well, you've got good marketing partners, you've got a great team owner. As a sprint car driver, we go through the highs and lows, but talk about how nice it is right now to be winning races and have a comfortable situation.
It's just the greatest thing ever. Not having to worry about if you have a ride, and not having to worry about if you're going to make it to the racetrack. It's great. It's taken, a lot of that pressure off me, and I can just focus on doing what I have to do at the racetrack. And, and the team has a really good moral in, everybody's really upbeat when we go to the racetrack, no matter what happens, bad night, good night. It's a really great environment. Usually I'm harder on myself than anybody is on me. And, so I'm just thankful for what I have right now.
As you should be. Really neat stuff. Okay, I was on Facebook today, and to me, one of the and I know it's a 305 race, but now you're running tonight at Fremont. Is that the game plan?
Yes, I'm actually sitting in a garage watching it rain as I finish the car up.
Yeah.
But yeah, the plan is to run Tim Merrill's 305 tonight at the fair race. Tim, we talked about it at the beginning of the year, and it kind of worked out. We've been getting the car ready, and I'm pretty excited to go do it. I hope we get to go do it. It's been about 10 years since I've run a 305, so I think it should be a fun night.
This fair race, just Rich Farmer put this together a couple years ago, and it's been like the biggest opening night in the 108 zillion year history of the Sandusky County Fair. There's challenges, of course, getting the cars all in and unloading and everything like that. But Cap, you're very familiar. You're obviously running the Fast Series and the 410 race. But man, this just sounds like a cool way to highlight the 305 racers. Hopefully in front of a big crowd with the weather and everything like that. This just sounds like a good deal all the way around.
Yeah, I've gone and watched it every year, and it seems like every year they work on the little quirks that they find that cause some issues, and it's a really great event for the 305 teams, and they actually get some pretty good money up for it for those guys, and it's neat, having a park in the infield, not having your trailers, it just adds another element to it all, and it kind of gives it that old school feel, and it's always cool when there's a race going on during a fair.
Boy, you are right about that. A Ferris wheel in the background of any pictures is always good. That is for sure. Well, Cap, I'll tell you what, it's been fun to watch you over the last month or so. You whooping tail there up in the Fast Series. We wish you the best tonight and then throughout the balance of the season. And thanks for joining us here on Wing Nation.
All right, thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
There we go. Cap Henry joining us there. And again, one of those journeyman drivers that we know there's so much talent out here, but man, getting the Rubik's Cube in place and then keeping it in place, it sounds like they're on course, not only getting it there, but it sounds like they got a great plan keeping it there,
Yeah,
too.
I like that. I like how he was talking future. His car owner's talking future. He's talking about his marketing partners. It's a good situation.
They're talking future, but they're not going to win the World of Outlaw Championship next year.
Which is good, because if you do that, you end up oftentimes...
How many times? And he said, and Cap's been in those situations where you all of a sudden, we won. Oh, we need to go. And I think that's the thing, and I revert back to the 69 car. I think that's the thing that has been so... It's I don't care what you say, and it's kind of the beauty of veterans like Donnie and Lance and guys like that. They kind of know what lane they're in, and they stay in their lane. But my gosh, the temptation to get out of a lane for any team on the spectrum has got to be a challenge when you have success.
You have success, and of course, as a driver, as an owner, you're like, all right, ready, here we go. We can beat anyone. And then you go and you get beat a bunch, and it's not as fun as you thought.
And the emotion goes down, the fun meter goes down, and the next thing you know, someone's looking for a ride, someone's looking for a driver, and that is great stuff. So congratulations to Cap and that team. I love it. I love what they're doing, but I really like the common sense plan that they have going forward. And it sounds like a winner to me along the way. And, well, he certainly knows how to do that. We need to step away because we're going to talk to a first-time All-Star winner, Gerard McIntyre. He joins us next.
Looking for custom racewear and embroidery? Do you want your race fans to represent your race team with trendy, original apparel? Contact Classic Ink USA, the new standard in custom screen printing and embroidery. Located in Greater Pittsburgh, Classic Ink USA's professional staff utilizes state-of-the-art facilities to transform your ideas into an attractive wearable piece. From custom track swag racewear to trendy quick crew wear, Classic Ink handles it all. Find out how you can get started. Contact Classic Ink USA screen printing and embroidery at the track and on your back.
Citywide to countryside, whatever you drive, wherever you go. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading warranty to get you there, no matter where the road takes you. To learn more, visit HerculesTire.com. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
O'Reilly.
Clean away dirt and grime and bring out your vehicle shine with super savings on O'Reilly Car Wash. Right now at O'Reilly Auto Parts, pick up a gallon bottle of O'Reilly Car Wash for $3.99. Clean, shine, and protect your vehicle with O'Reilly Car Wash on sale for $3.99 at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limit supply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hi, I'm Sammy Swindell, and you're listening to Wing Nation.
Thank you, Sammy. Welcome back. It is MRN's Wing Nation, presented by Hercules Tires, right on our strength. I had to kick Cap Henry mention Brian Smith. You know what Brian Smith is famous to me for?
No.
First walking taco.
Oh.
Yeah, he was the one that got me a walking taco up at Fremont. Oh, my gosh,
I never got one at Knoxville. I'm still kicking myself.
I got one. I am forever a Brian Smith fan because he's the one that got me the first walking taco. All right. Hey, let's get back at it here. The Weld Racing Hotline is hot and heavy here today. Joining us now, a first-time winner, picked up the win at the Big High Banks up at Lebanon Valley on Sunday night with the Arctic All-Star Circuit of Champions. Gerard McIntyre joins us. Hello, Gerard. Welcome into Wing Nation.
Hi, Steve. Hey, thanks for having me on here today.
Man, it is great to chat with you. Congratulations. Tell us about that win on Sunday night.
Yeah, thanks. Obviously it's a great win for our team. It's something that we were looking forward to for a while here now, and we're just happy to finally get one under our belt and get moving on the year.
Gerard, talk about the race. You had Brock Zierfoss and Sammy Swindell breathing down your neck. Lebanon Valley's kind of a tricky little place. Can be kind of good in the sense of a one-lane track. But talk about the race and those last few laps. Were you hearing noises in the car?
Yeah, Lebanon Valley is a pretty fast place, with the high banks and big long straightaways, and we're pretty much using a lot of fuel to get around there. And the last couple laps, about 3 laps to go, I started running out of fuel. spitting and sputtering going down the straightaway, and I knew those guys were right on me. Got two of the best guys going right now. They're coming off good weekends out at Knoxville, and I knew they were there. I could hear them. I was trying to make the car as wide as I could. I just, it's a tough spot to be in without having any fuel, and all I could think of was I was so close, and I'm not going to make it. And I guess probably luckily for me, we had that red flag there on the last lap, and they let us put some fuel back into things, and we were able to hold them off. But a lot of late cautions there in the race, and I knew if I just hit my marks and didn't let them get around me, entering into turn one, we would be okay. And thankfully, it all worked out in our favor.
Boy, that sounds easy, but I'm telling you, Zierfoss has been on fire since with Knoxville, and of course, Sammy Swindell. That is impressive along the way. Gerard, one of the things you talked about, and this is your first year with Mark Cauldron in the 07 car. Where's the progress come from that you guys have made? You talked that it was a little bit of a struggle early on getting your footing on it. Where has that progress come from?
Yeah, this is a whole new deal put together. We got Darren Schott as the crew chief, and it's somebody I never worked with before, and Mark has a little different equipment than what I ran, and basically we're going to tracks that I've never heard of before. Probably half the year's in places that I've never seen, never been to, and some, like I said, didn't hear of, and we're just starting to. I think the main thing is I'm starting to gain experience and starting to get out of my comfort zone. I'm not just going to Lincoln Speedway every week like I did for the last 10 years. And, that's making a big difference. And that's part of the thing. I can't thank Mark Cauldron enough for giving a guy like me the opportunity to, he just pulled me out of Lincoln Speedway basically and said, here's the keys, and, let's go win some races and have some fun. And there's not a lot of car owners out there that give guys like me opportunities to do stuff like that, and I'm glad that we can make the best of it and get a win for him to thank him for what he's done.
Wow, that's a great story. Gerard, you mentioned that you ran Lincoln for 10 years. Tell us a little bit about your background for some of our listeners who may not have heard of you or know your story. Tell us how you got to where you are.
Yeah, like I said, been running basically Lincoln Speedway for a long time there in Pennsylvania. I've got 5 or 6 wins there, and raced a couple years at Williams Grove. Basically all in my own car, and we just didn't have the funding to go to a lot of the other speedways or travel around. And at the end of last year, I got a call from Mark, and we thought about putting something together, and we weren't sure, and basically at the end of the year, the last race, I said, hey, you got a car. I need a motor to get to the race, and we sort of teamed up. He's like, we'll put your motor or my motor in your car, and we'll go run. And we ran half decent, and we put something together for this year, and we're just going to all these different places, and everybody's having a lot of fun, and that's really what this whole racing thing's about, because it takes a lot of money to do this, and if you're not having fun, then it's not worth it. So,
boy, that is the truth. That is that everyone we talk to talks about the fun meter, and that's good stuff. Gerard, before we cut to loose here, what are the highlights coming up for you? What are the big races you've got on the agenda as we sadly start to wrap up this season? What's big coming up for you guys?
Our schedule's kind of based around a little bit around our work schedule. We everybody on our team works full time, and to do this, it takes a lot of time out of it, especially when you get out of Pennsylvania. But we're definitely, we try and run as many of the all-star races as we can. I think that they got a great purse structure and the best format going right now. So anytime we have the opportunity to race with them and it fits into our schedule, we try and do that. Obviously there's some bigger races coming around in Pennsylvania with the National Open and the Casey Kane Dirt Classic and that kind of stuff we try and hit. And other than that, we sort of take it week by week and fill in where we can and what we think gives us the best opportunity to win and make a little bit of money to come back into the team. So that's kind of where we're at with that, and you just kind of never know where you're going to see us.
There you go. I like that. I really do. That 07 car rolls in, and now it's a winning car with the Arctic Cat All-Star Circuit of Champions. Gerard, congratulations on the win, and go get yourself another one here in the next couple of weeks. There's a couple of them that pay pretty good money, too, coming up.
Yeah, any of them will be good for us. Anytime we can get a win, we're happy.
Yeah, there we go. Sounds good. Thanks for the time.
All right, thank you.
Wow, what a great story that is.
That is a neat story.
10 years running at Lincoln and just gets plucked out like that.
Yeah. And it sounded like it was just such a big break. Like he said, guys like us don't often get a chance like that.
Yeah, man, great story. Holy cow, we had a couple of just dandies here today, man, with Cap Henry and with Gerard McIntyre. We need to step away. More Wing Nation in just a moment.
Aggressive Hydraulics, where we engineer the cylinders that move your business. We specialize in designing and manufacturing purpose-built, application-specific hydraulic cylinders with superior precision and performance, making OEM products stronger, crafting cylinders that operate on a global basis in a wide variety of industries and applications. Get aggressive with your cylinder challenges. AggressiveHydraulics.com.
The National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum in Knoxville, Iowa is open year-round 7 days a week for race fans to celebrate sprint car racing. With over 30 original open-wheel race cars and sprint cars on display, the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame, movie theme, and the world's largest selection of sprint car merchandise. Visit our online store at sprintcarstuff.com to view all of our sprint car merchandise. Or when in Knoxville, stop by the only museum in the world solely dedicated to sprint car racing, the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum, located in the sprint car capital of the world, Knoxville.
Sage Fruit is a high-quality grower, packer, and shipper of Washington State apples, pears, and cherries. Sage Fruit believes in sprint car racing. Sage Fruit has been a proud sponsor of sprint cars for the last 15 years and a proud partner of Wing Nation for the last 3 years. We love sprint car racing, and we are there for our sprint car fans. Sage Fruit works hard to deliver an exceptional eating experience. We value our relationship with sprint car fans and appreciate your continued support of Sage Fruit. Ask for Sage Fruit at your local grocer.
This is Wing Nation on MRN.com. Since the Amish cowboy Danny Dietrich and me weren't available, here are Steve Post and the beautiful Erin Evernham.
Well, Terry McCarl is not available because he's on a beach.
Yeah, I
Did
saw
you see that.
I did.
Did you see that? Now, worse yet, you know who else is on a beach? Different beach, Hodnet.
I saw that too.
Yes.
And Sherry from Pennsylvania.
Sherry from Pennsylvania. They're all at the beach while you and I are here working. Slaving here in the studio.
Oh, yeah. So tough to do this.
Slaving we are here. So T-Mac, the Amish Cowboy's not available. Oh, my gosh. Just Erin and the postman. That's what we got here. Everyone else is at the beach just enjoying life. Yeah. So there you go. Okay, National Sprint Car Hall of Fame birthday calendar. Today would have been the birthday of Bob Kinzer. We lost Bob in November of last year. 1999 inductee into the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame. 29 track or series championships. More than 400 wins in a 40-year career. You know, we think about Kinzer, we think about Steve. He's the father of Steve and father of Randy, grandfather of Craig. Bob Kinzer knocked out some pretty good results himself. Yeah. I mean, that's crazy.
That is.
Yeah, so good stuff. And Bob Kinzer's story is on display at the Sprint Car Hall of Fame. Other birthdays tomorrow, Jonathan Allard out in California, George Doc McKenzie, Dave Bradway Jr., Roger McCluskey, Levi Jones, Johnny Parsons Jr. all have birthdays coming up. Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum. Turn number 2 on the famed Marion County Fairgrounds. And what a magical place that is. And it tells the stories of folks like Bob Kinzer. We all know Steve. We all know Steve's story. We all know Craig's story. But
kind of knew him as Steve's dad. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew he was successful, but I didn't know he was that successful.
I mean, that's what I thought too. I'm like, when I saw the calendar, I'm like, okay, let's see what Bob did. And all of a sudden you're looking at it, it's like, well, dang, Steve had to do what he do just to outrun the old man. I mean, that's crazy. 400 wins in a 40-year career. That's pretty sporty right there.
Yeah.
And I think the thing that was amazing, this was kind of in the era where it wasn't, he would run a little bit of everything. All-Stars, USAC, ASA, non-wing. Just show me a dirt track and go do it. So great stuff along the way. I want to mention this again. We talked a little bit about it with Cap Henry, and we just hope that the weather clears. I absolutely love what Rich Farmer does with the Sandusky County Fair race tonight, the 305s. If you're up in northwestern Ohio, get there. Fair experience introducing new people to sprint car racing. I mean, that's what this is. It's a great race for the 305s but it's great for the sport.
Yep, all those people at the fair.
All the fair people, they come over and see sprint cars. And, oh, by the way, we run here every Saturday night.
Yeah.
And get people out for it. So kudos. I hope the weather clears up there for Rich Farmer and everyone up at the Sandusky County Fairgrounds up at Fremont Speedway. Okay, coming up on Thursday, Jacob Allen joins us on our Wing Nation weekend program. And Saturday, a guy you and I met, Lee Gross, is on our MAV TV show presented by Sage Fruit. So great stuff along the way. Hey, thanks to Cap Henry and Gerard McIntyre for joining us here today on Wing Nation.
Wing Nation has been brought to you by Hercules Tires and by Grunt Style. Wing Nation can be found on demand at MRN.com, iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, and SoundCloud. Wing Nation is a production of the Motor Racing Network. All rights reserved.